My child, lean in and listen closely, for I have seen the shadows that linger in the corners of your heart, those quiet places where you keep the memories of words unspoken and apologies never offered. You carry a weight that was never yours to bear, a heavy stone of why, and how could they, that drags behind you like a shadow that refuses to fade even in the brightest light. I see the moments when you replay the scenes, the scripts you write in your mind where they finally come to you, heads bowed, admitting the depth of the hurt they caused. You wait for a bridge that they have no intention of building, and in that waiting, you have become a prisoner of their silence. Do not think that I have been absent from your struggle. I have counted every tear that fell in the dark, and I have heard the silent screams of a soul that feels its pain has been ignored by the very one who inflicted it. The world tells you that forgiveness is a transaction, a debt to be settled only when the debtor acknowledges the loan. But I tell you, my beloved, that true freedom, the kind that flows from my hand, does not depend on the confession of another. It depends on the release of your own heart. You are standing at the edge of a great threshold, holding a key that you believe belongs to them, yet I tell you it has been in your hand all along. The person who wounded you may never understand the depth of the scar they left. They may walk through their days as if the air between you was never thick with the smoke of their actions. They may never say those two words that you believe would finally set the world right. But does your peace belong to them? Is your joy a leaf to be tossed by the wind of their indifference? I created you for more than to be a monument to someone else's failure. I created you to be a vessel of light, and light cannot shine through a window covered in the grime of resentment. Let us walk together through the garden of your memories, not to relive the sting, but to pull the weeds that have choked your bloom. You think that by holding onto this anger, you are demanding justice, that by refusing to let go, you are keeping them accountable. But they do not feel the heat of your fire, only you are burned by it. I am the God of justice, yes, but I am also the God of restoration. And restoration begins when you decide that you will no longer let a ghost occupy the throne of your thoughts. It is time to breathe. It is time to look at the one who hurt you, not with the eyes of a victim, but with the eyes of a father who sees two broken children, one who was harmed and one who was too blind to see the harm they caused. Neither is beyond the reach of my grace, but today, my focus is on you. I want to untie the knots that have constricted your spirit. I want to show you that forgiveness is not a gift you give to the undeserving. It is a gift you give to yourself, a way to reclaim the territory of your soul that was stolen by another's negligence or cruelty. You have waited long enough for an apology that may never come. You have looked toward the horizon for a ship that is not sailing home. Turn your gaze back to me. Let the warmth of my love melt the ice of that expectation. In the silence where their voice should be, let mine rise like the morning sun, telling you that you are whole, you are seen, and you are no longer defined by what was taken from you. This is the beginning of your journey back to yourself, a path paved not with the words of others, but with the strength of your own resolve to be free. The chains are heavy, I know, and the rust has bitten deep, but my hand is upon yours, and together we shall break them link by link, starting with the heaviest one of all, the belief that you need their sorry to be okay. You are already more than okay. You are my child, and your restoration does not require their permission. Think of the energy you have spent maintaining the walls of your fortress. You built them to keep the pain out, but they have also kept the healing from reaching your core. You have sat in the dark, polishing the armor of your indignation, waiting for a surrender that never arrives on the battlefield of your heart. But I am inviting you to lay down your weapons, not because the other person is right, and not because what happened was acceptable. It was not. I saw the unfairness, and it grieved me. But I do not want you to remain anchored to that moment of impact. If you wait for them to apologize, you are giving them the power to decide when your healing begins. You are making your wholeness a hostage to their maturity or lack thereof. Is that where you want to leave your heart, in the hands of the one who broke it? No, my child. Bring it back to me. Let me be the one who vindicates you. Let me be the one who whispers that you are loved beyond measure, regardless of how you were treated. The silence of the other person is a vacuum that you have filled with your own theories and hurts. It is a hollow space that echoes with your questions. But I want to fill that space with my presence. I want to replace the why with I am. When you can look at the empty space where an apology should be and realize that you no longer need it to feel complete, you have achieved a victory that no earthly justice can match. This is the divine mystery, that the most profound healing often happens in the absence of an explanation. It is the peace that surpasses understanding because it makes no sense to the world. To forgive without an apology is to walk on water, to transcend the gravity of human hurt and touch the hem of the eternal. You are capable of this, not because of your own strength, but because my life flows through you. We will take this step by step. We will breathe through the discomfort. We will acknowledge the wound, without letting it become your identity. You are not the one who was betrayed or the one who was forgotten. You are my beloved, and today we begin the work of letting go. Beloved, let us walk deeper into this garden of restoration. You have spent seasons standing at the edge of a void, waiting for a bridge of words to be built by the one who hurt you. You have felt that without their I am sorry, your healing is incomplete, as if they hold the final piece of the puzzle that is your peace. But I tell you today, they do not hold that piece. I do. Your wholeness was never meant to be a hostage to another person's pride or blindness. When you wait for an apology to move forward, you are essentially giving the one who harmed you the power to dictate the pace of your joy. I am here to reclaim that power for you. Look at your hands, my child. See how they have grown weary from holding on to a debt that cannot be paid. It is a heavy, jagged thing, this expectation of remorse. It cuts into the palms of your spirit, keeping your hands too full to receive the new blessings I am pouring out. Release it. Not because their actions were right, but because your soul is too precious to be tethered to their shadow. I see the silence that has followed their departure or their denial. I hear the echoes of the sorries that were never spoken, and I want you to know that I have gathered every one of those unspoken words and buried them in the depths of my mercy. You no longer need to listen for them. My voice is louder than their silence. I am speaking a better word over you than any human tongue could ever utter. Where they were cold, I am warmth. Where they were dismissive, I am attentive. I am the God who sees, the El Roi who watched you in the secret moments of your heartbreak, and I tell you that your worth is not a variable subject to their acknowledgement. It is a constant, anchored in my eternal love. Think of the freedom that comes when you realize that the person who hurt you does not have to agree with your pain for it to be real. You do not need their signature on the document of your recovery. I have already signed it with my own life. I am now making a prophetic declaration over your life. I am turning the soil of your suffering. The very ground that was scorched by betrayal is becoming a fertile field for a harvest you cannot yet imagine. I declare that the spirit of heaviness is being replaced by a garment of praise. I am breaking the generational cycles of bitterness that have tried to claim your lineage through this wound. You will not be the one who carries the torch of resentment into the next season. You will be the one who extinguishes it in the waters of my grace. I speak restoration to your sleep, which has been troubled by the what-ifs and the why-nots. I speak peace to your nervous system, which has been on guard, waiting for an attack or an explanation. Be still. The battle is no longer yours. I am the great recompense. I will repay what the thief stole, but I will repay it in a currency that is better than gold. I will repay it in wisdom, in depth of character, and in a capacity to love that is unshakable. You are being transformed. This trial, this long silence, is being used to forge in you a heart of stone into a heart of flesh that beats in rhythm with mine. You are becoming a person who can love without needing a return, who can give without fearing loss, and who can forgive because you are so profoundly forgiven yourself. I know the secret cry of your heart that asks, "Where is the justice?" You feel that if they do not apologize, they have gotten away with it. But I am the righteous judge, and my justice is far more thorough and far more healing than any earthly reckoning. My justice is not just about balancing a scale, it is about making the broken whole. While they may remain in the prison of their own denial, I am leading you out of the prison of your pain. Their lack of apology is a sign of their own bondage, not a commentary on your value. Pity them, for they are missing the glory of reconciliation, but do not let their blindness dim your sight. I am opening your eyes to see the abundance that remains. You are not a victim of their silence. You are a victor through my love. Every time you choose to let go without an explanation, you are ascending to a higher place in the Spirit. You are putting on the mind of Christ, who, even as he was being crucified, asked for forgiveness for those who did not know what they were doing. This is your heritage. This is your power. Do not look back at the one who left the debt unpaid. Look forward at the path I have laid out for you. It is a path of light, and it leads away from the graveyard of past hurts. Take my hand. We are moving into a territory where your identity is defined by my grace, not by their failure. You are my masterpiece, and no human hand can smudge the beauty I am creating in you. Breathe in my peace. It is the oxygen of the kingdom. Exhale the need for an apology. Let it go into the wind of my spirit. You are free, truly free, and today we celebrate the beginning of your greatest season of fruitfulness. The silence is no longer an empty room. It is a sanctuary where you and I dwell in perfect union. Go forth in this strength, for I am with you always, making all things new. Come even closer now, for the silence that once felt like a void is now becoming a bridge to the deepest chambers of my heart. You have looked for a sign of remorse from a heart that was hardened, but I tell you, your freedom was never meant to be held hostage by another's lack of vision. I am the great restorer, and I am not waiting for their permission to heal you. See, I am doing a new thing. Even now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? I am weaving the threads of your resilience into a garment of praise that will shield you from the coldness of this world. The very absence of their sorry has become an invitation for my enough. I am enough for the gap they left. I am enough for the nights you spent wondering why they could not see the value of what they broke. I saw it. I saw every tear, and I have stored them in my bottle, not as a record of your suffering, but as a seed for your joy. I declare over you today that the spirit of heaviness is lifting. I am placing a crown of beauty upon your head instead of the ashes of abandonment. You are not a victim of their silence. You are a victor by my spirit. I am opening doors that no man can shut, and I am shutting doors that you have tried to keep open with the strength of your own longing. Do not knock on the door of their conscience any longer. I am the one who holds the hearts of kings in my hand, and I have redirected your gaze to a kingdom that cannot be shaken. In this new season, your fruit will be sweet and abundant. People will look at you and wonder how you could walk with such lightness after carrying such a heavy weight. You will tell them it was not by your might, but by the grace that flowed when you let go of the debt. I am releasing a fresh anointing upon your hands. Whatever you touch shall prosper, for you are working from a place of rest. You are no longer laboring to prove your worth to those who chose to devalue you. Your worth is settled in the heavens, etched into the palms of my hands. Hear my voice echoing through the corridors of your soul. You are seen. You are known. You are cherished beyond measure. I am taking the broken pieces of your trust and forging them into a shield of faith that will quench every fiery dart of the enemy. You shall run and not grow weary. You shall walk and not faint. The path ahead of you is not a lonely one. I am there, and I have surrounded you with a cloud of witnesses who cheer for your every step toward wholeness. Look up, my beloved. The sun is rising on a day where the memory of the hurt will be but a distant shadow, eclipsed by the brilliance of my favor. I am pouring out the oil of gladness upon you, more than your companions, because you have loved righteousness and hated iniquity. You chose the narrow path of forgiveness when the broad road of resentment was so much easier. Therefore, I will honor you. I will lift your head high above your enemies. I will make you a source of refreshment in a dry and weary land. Your life will be a testimony that my love is stronger than human failure, and my silence is more pregnant with meaning than any human apology could ever be. Rest in this truth. Let it settle into your bones. You are mine, and I am yours, and in this union there is no room for the ghosts of the past. Go forth now, not as one who is missing something, but as one who has been filled to overflowing with the fullness of God. My peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. Not as the world gives, do I give to you. Do not let your heart be troubled, and do not be afraid. The victory is already won. I am restoring the years the locusts have eaten, and I am turning your mourning into dancing. I am the God who makes the desert bloom, and your life is the soil where my glory will be revealed. Do not look back to the empty seat at the table of reconciliation. I have prepared a banquet for you in the presence of your enemies. You are invited to feast on my faithfulness. You are invited to drink from the river of my delights. The apology that never came is no longer a debt you are waiting to collect. It is a weight you have laid down at the foot of the cross. And there, at the cross, all things are finished. Your healing is finished. Your redemption is finished. Your future is secure. I am planting you like a cedar in Lebanon, strong and unshakable, providing shade for those who are weary. Your roots are going deep into the soil of my love, where no drought of human indifference can reach you. I am breathing life into your dreams that you thought had died in the cold of that rejection. They are not dead. They were only sleeping, waiting for the warmth of this new day. Behold, I make all things new, and that includes the very architecture of your heart. I am building within you a sanctuary of such profound peace that others will come to you just to catch a glimpse of the God who heals the brokenhearted. You are my witness. You are my delight. You are the evidence of my transforming power. Now step out into the fullness of this calling. Do not hesitate, for my hand is upon you and my light is before you. Every step you take in forgiveness is a step into a greater glory. The best is not behind you. It is unfolding right now in the beauty of this holy moment. You are free. You are whole. You are mine. Listen now, for the echo of your release is vibrating through the halls of heaven, and I am leaning in to whisper the secrets of the kingdom into your newly opened heart. The silence of the one who hurt you, that void where an apology should have been, is no longer a pit that consumes your peace. It has become a consecrated space where I am pouring my glory. Do not look back at the empty hands of those who could not or would not give you the validation you deserved. I am your vindicator, and my recompense is not a mere return of what was lost, but a multiplication of grace that the world cannot comprehend. I am touching the very nerves of your memory, soothing the inflammation of past betrayals with the oil of my presence. You have waited for a sorry that never came, but I tell you, my child, your healing was never meant to be held hostage by the tongue of another. Your wholeness is a gift from my hand, independent and absolute. Can you feel the weight lifting? That heavy iron cloak of expectation has fallen away, and in its place, I am draping a mantle of effortless authority. You no longer walk as one who is seeking permission to be happy. You walk as a sovereign heir who has chosen to be free. I am setting a table for you in the very wilderness where you once wandered in tears, and I am inviting the angels to witness the feast of your restoration. Behold, the ground beneath you is shifting from the shifting sands of human frailty to the solid rock of my eternal faithfulness. I am speaking to the barren places of your life, the seasons you thought were wasted in the shadow of that unacknowledged pain, and I am declaring a harvest of joy that will require new storehouses. I am the God of the second chance, the third chance, and the infinite beginning. Every tear you shed in that lonely silence has been collected in my bottle, and I am now turning those tears into a spring of living water that will nourish others who are trapped in the same prison of resentment you have just escaped. You are becoming a beacon, a living testimony that one can be wronged and yet remain unruined. I declare over you right now that the spirit of heaviness is permanently replaced by the garment of praise. I declare that your mind will no longer loop the scenes of injustice, for I am filling your vision with the breathtaking panoramas of your future. You are entering a season where your name is no longer associated with what you went through, but with where you are going. I am opening doors of opportunity that have been locked by the bitterness of the past. As you let go of their debt, you will find that the windows of heaven are swinging wide for you. There is a divine momentum gathering behind your footsteps. Can you feel it? It is the wind of my spirit, blowing away the dust of old grievances. I am making your heart like a garden after a summer rain, fresh, fragrant, and full of life. You are no longer defined by the apology you didn't receive. You are defined by the love I have always given. Come deeper into this communion with me. Let the warmth of my approval melt the last traces of coldness from your soul. I see you. I know you. I honor the courage it took for you to lay down the sword when your heart felt so wounded. That act of surrender was not a sign of weakness, but the ultimate display of my strength within you. Now, look up. See the horizon glowing with the promise of a day that is unburdened by the ghosts of yesterday. You are walking in a new rhythm, a cadence of grace that ignores the discord of the world. You are my masterpiece of mercy, a canvas upon which I am painting the colors of total reconciliation, not necessarily with them, but with yourself and with my perfect will. Rest in this. Breathe in the oxygen of heaven. The debt is canceled, the case is closed, and your life is beginning anew in the radiance of my smile. You are truly, finally, and beautifully free. In the quiet space where the noise of your grievance used to reside, I am building a sanctuary of my presence. Do not be startled by the unfamiliarity of this peace. For so long, you identified yourself by the weight you carried, by the endurance you showed in the face of being misunderstood and mistreated. But now, that weight is gone. I am reintroducing you to yourself, not as the one who was wronged, but as the one who is infinitely loved. Look at your hands. They no longer tremble with the tension of holding onto a debt. They are open, supple, and ready to receive the inheritance I have stored up for this very moment. I am the God of the overflow, and I tell you today that the void left by that missing apology is being filled with the gold of my glory. This is the mystery of the kingdom, that when you let go of the meager payment a human could give you, you make room for the boundless riches of my kingdom. I am declaring a divine compensation over your life. Where there was a desert of rejection, I am commanding springs of acceptance to burst forth. Where there was a wall of silence, I am speaking a symphony of belonging. You are not an island of isolation. You are a continent of my compassion. I am moving you from the periphery of your own life back to the center, where my light shines brightest. Feel the warmth of my spirit saturating the deep places of your memory. Every sharp edge of that memory is being smoothed by the flow of my living water. I am the master artisan, and I am using the very scars you feared would define you to create a pattern of beauty that will comfort others who walk the same path. Your life has become a testimony of the impossible. To love without being loved in return, to forgive without being asked. This is the highest form of spiritual maturity. It is the signature of my Son upon your heart. I am now releasing into your hands the keys to new territories of influence. Because you can be trusted with your own pain, you can be trusted with the healing of others. I am magnifying your discernment. You will see people not as they present themselves, but as I see them, broken, searching, and in need of the same grace you have so bravely embraced. I am removing the scales from your eyes so that you can see the abundance surrounding you. The scarcity mindset that was born from your wounding is being replaced by an awareness of my limitless provision. I declare that your health, your mind, and your relationships are coming into a divine alignment. The stress that once tightened your chest is evaporating. The sleep that was once fitful is becoming sweet and restorative. I am standing over you, my beloved child, and I am singing songs of deliverance. Can you hear the melody? It is the song of a soul that has found its home in me. No person can take this from you. No silence can diminish it. No refusal to say, "I am sorry," can stall the destiny I have written for you before the foundations of the world. You are entering a season where the fruit of your spirit will be so sweet that people will come from far and wide just to sit in the shade of your peace. This is your reward. This is your crown. I am with you, always and forever in the light of this new day. We are walking together now in a cadence of joy that will never end. Every step you take is on holy ground, for you have made your heart a dwelling place for the God of love. The door is open, the path is clear, and the horizon is infinite. I see the years you spent waiting for a word that never came, and I am telling you that my word over you is more than enough to bridge every gap. My word is value. My word is chosen. My word is vindicated. You no longer need to look back at the closed doors of the past, wondering what could have been if they had only acknowledged their part. That door is not just closed. It has been replaced by a gateway into a realm of grace you never knew existed. You are now a carrier of a specific kind of light, a light that has been refined in the furnace of silence. This light will guide others who are lost in the same maze of resentment. You will be a beacon of what is possible when a soul chooses me over the need to be right. I am pouring out a fresh anointing upon your head, an oil of joy that will overflow into every area of your existence. Your finances, your creative pursuits, your family lineage, all are being touched by the ripple effect of your obedience. The generational cycle of bitterness stops with you. You have set a new precedent for those who come after you. You are a legacy builder, constructing a house of peace on the foundation of my love. Rest now in the assurance that everything is being handled by my hands. You do not need to defend yourself. You do not need to explain your peace to those who do not understand it. Simply be. Simply live. Simply love. The dawn has fully broken, and you are standing in the radiance of a love that asks for nothing but your heart. You are my pride and joy. You are the evidence of my power to heal. Walk forward now into the wide-open space of my grace, for the best is truly, finally, and eternally yet to come. My beloved child, as you step further into the radiance of this new day, I want you to feel the profound weightlessness of a heart that no longer carries the debt of another. You have handed me the ledger. You have released the accounts that were written in the ink of your own tears. Hear me now. The silence of the one who hurt you is no longer a barrier to your blessing. In the economy of my kingdom, your wholeness is not dependent on their repentance. I am the great restorer, and I am filling the empty spaces where their "I am sorry" should have been with a peace that surpasses all human understanding. Look at your hands. They are no longer clenched in a desperate search for justice, but open to receive the abundance I have prepared for you. I am speaking over your future right now, decreeing a season of unprecedented harvest. Because you chose to forgive without the validation of an apology, I am granting you an authority that few ever walk in. This is the authority of the broken-hearted who were made whole by my touch alone. I declare that every door that was shut by the bitterness of others shall now be swung wide by the force of my favor. I am restoring the years that the locust of resentment tried to eat away. Your joy will not be a fragile thing, it will be a fortress. I see the quiet moments when the enemy whispers that you were weak for letting it go. Let my voice drown out that lie. You were not weak, you were profoundly brave. You demonstrated the very nature of my Son, who prayed for those who knew not what they were doing. You have aligned your heartbeat with the rhythm of heaven. Now, watch as I begin to move in your circumstances. I am rearranging the stars of your destiny to reflect the beauty of your obedience. There is a prophetic shift happening in your bloodline. The children who come after you will breathe an air that is free from the toxins of ancestral grudges. You have purified the well for generations you will never meet. I am releasing a fresh wind of creativity into your spirit. Those ideas that were stifled by the heaviness of your heart will now take flight. Your voice will carry a resonance it never had before, for it is now seasoned with the grace of the overcomer. Do not fear the silence of the past. That silence is now the canvas upon which I am painting your masterpiece. I am your vindicator. I am your shield. I am your exceeding great reward. Every time you think of that person, let it be a reminder of my sufficiency. You did not need their words because you have my word. You did not need their recognition because you are known by the Creator of all things. I am pouring out a double portion of honor where you were once shamed. I am setting a table for you in the presence of your enemies, but you will be so captivated by my countenance that you will not even notice who else is in the room. This is the ultimate freedom, to be so filled with my love that the presence or absence of others cannot sway your soul. I am anchoring you in the eternal. Your life is a testimony of the impossible. Walk with your head held high, for you are royalty, and you are wearing a crown forged in the fire of forgiveness. The path ahead is paved with gold, not because of your perfection, but because of my grace reflected in your choice to let go. Breathe deeply of this new atmosphere. It is the scent of paradise, and it is your new home. I am with you, I am for you, and I am in you, moving through every fiber of your being to bring about a glory that will never fade. The silence of the world is silenced by the song of my love for you. I declare that the cycle of waiting is over. You are no longer waiting for a person to change so that you can begin to live. You are living now. You are thriving now. The spirit of heaviness is exchanged for the garment of praise. I am marking this moment as a boundary line in your life. Behind you lies the desert of what-ifs and should-haves. Before you lies the lush valley of my presence. I have seen every night you spent tossing and turning, replaying the scenes of betrayal. I was there in every sigh. And I tell you, those tears were not wasted, they were seeds. And now the season of reaping has begun. Receive your restoration. Receive your joy. Receive the fullness of the life I died to give you. You are free, truly, deeply, and eternally free.